But 3 months ago, I sat in this exact spot and made the hardest decision of my life. My daughter hadn't come home in 47 days. My husband was sleeping in the guest room, and I was the only thing keeping our family from completely falling apart. The day Emily told us she was in love with a girl, I watched my husband's face go from confusion to anger, and then to something I'd never seen before, disgust toward his own daughter. But here's what nobody tells you about these stories. It's not about choosing between your child and your spouse. It's about choosing what kind of family you're going to be when everything you thought you knew shatters. My name is Rachel. I'm 44 years old, and this is the story of how I almost lost everything and what it took to get it back. This happened in our home in Columbus, Ohio, on a normal Tuesday that changed our lives forever. Let me take you back 6 months. If you'd asked anyone in our neighborhood, they'd tell you we were the picture-perfect family. My husband David is 46 years old, a high school football coach, the kind of dad who never missed a game. I taught 3rd grade and made homemade lasagna every Sunday. We went to church, had movie nights on Fridays. David and Emily had this thing where they'd analyze football plays together for hours. I'm telling you this because you need to understand, this wasn't a broken family. There were no red flags, no warning signs that we were about to implode. Emily had boyfriends, went to prom. We never even considered, but I should have noticed the way she'd stare at her phone and smile differently. How she started asking questions about hypothetical situations at dinner. How she went quiet when David made an offhand comment about a gay couple at his school. I should have known. A mother should always know. March 15th, Emily asked if we could have a family meeting after dinner. I remember thinking maybe she got into her dream college early. David was joking about wedding costs, assuming she was bringing a boyfriend home. We sat in the living room, the same couch where she'd opened Christmas presents since she was 3. And Emily, God, she was so brave. Her hands were shaking, but her voice was steady. Mum, Dad, there's something I need to tell you. I've been seeing someone for 4 months. Her name is Sarah. I love her, and I'm gay. The silence that followed was the kind of silence you can feel in your bones. David froze with his glass of water halfway to his mouth. I could hear the clock on the wall ticking. Emily was looking at us with those hopeful but terrified eyes, waiting for us to say something, anything. I opened my mouth first. Honey, thank you for trusting us. This is a lot to process. But we love you. I looked at David, hoping he'd follow my lead. Instead, he put his glass on the table so slowly it seemed like slow motion. He got up and walked out of the room without saying a single word. Emily let out this sound, half sob, half choke. Mum, he hates me. He hates me. I held her as she collapsed in my arms, and I could hear David in the bedroom slamming drawers. In that moment, I understood that our family had just split in 2, and I was right in the middle of the crack. That night, after Emily finally cried herself to sleep in her room, I found David on the back porch. He was staring at the yard, fists clenched. David, We need to talk about this. He didn't turn around. There's nothing to talk about, Rachel. She's confused. It's a phase. That girl, Sarah, whoever she is influencing our daughter. You heard what she said. She's not confused. She's 17 years old and she knows who she is. So you're okay with this? He finally turned, and the look on his face was something between betrayal and disbelief. You're okay with our daughter choosing this lifestyle? She's going to be judged, ridiculed. What kind of life is she going to have? I took a deep breath. I don't know if I'm okay with this. I don't know what I feel yet. But I know she's still our daughter, and she needs us now more than ever. He shook his head. I can't, Rachel. I can't pretend this is normal. It's not normal. And then he went inside, leaving me alone in the cold. The next few days were silent hell. David barely looked at Emily. He left early for work in the morning and came back late. When he was home, he stayed in the office or the guest room. Emily tried to talk to him twice. The first time, she knocked on his office door. Dad, can we talk? I'm busy, Emily. Later, but later never came. The second time, she waited for him in the kitchen. Dad, I'm still me. I'm still your daughter. Nothing has changed. He grabbed his car keys. Everything has changed, Emily. Everything. And he walked out the door. I found Emily curled up on the kitchen floor, sobbing. My heart was breaking into pieces because I loved them both, but I was watching my daughter fall apart while my husband refused to even look at her. Then Emily told me about Sarah. They met at debate club. Sarah was from another school. Mum, when I'm with her, I feel complete. For the first time in my life, everything makes sense. I didn't choose this. I just am this way. She showed me pictures. Sarah had dark curly hair and a smile that lit up the phone screen. In the photos, Emily was radiant in a way I'd never seen before. It was the pure, unfiltered joy of someone in love.
How could I tell my daughter that this love was wrong when I could see with my own eyes that it made her so happy? But David didn't see it that way. One night, 2 weeks after the revelation, we had our first big fight. Emily had gone to sleep over at a friend's house, or so she said. I suspected it was at Sarah's house. David was drinking, which he rarely did. You know what people are going to say. Your coach, who can't even raise his own daughter right. They'll say I failed, that we failed. Failed at what? David, at loving her. No, at guiding her. At showing her the right path. Rachel, this goes against everything we believe. He stood up, swaying a little. This is going to destroy her reputation, our reputation. How is she going to have a family, children, a normal life? She's going to have her life, I said, my voice rising. The life she chooses, with whoever she chooses. And if you can't accept that, then you're going to lose her. He stared at me. Maybe I already have. Those words hung in the air like poison. That night, David slept in the guest room for the first time. It wouldn't be the last. The tension in the house became so thick you could cut it with a knife. Emily stopped trying to talk to her father. She stayed in her room, doing homework, talking on the phone with Sarah, avoiding common areas when David was home. I became the messenger, passing information from one to the other. Emily needs to be picked up at 5. Can you? Tell her to get a ride. Your dad wants to know if you need money for the field trip. Tell him I'll work after school. We were becoming strangers living in the same house. Then, 3 weeks after the coming out, Emily brought Sarah home. She didn't ask permission, just texted me. "Mom, Sarah's coming for dinner. I need Dad to meet her. I need him to see that she's real." My stomach turned. David was barely speaking to me at that point. How would he react to having Sarah in our house? But before I could respond, Emily was already opening the front door. "Mom, this is Sarah." Sarah was smaller than I expected, delicate, with glasses and a nervous smile. "Hello, Mrs. Mitchell. Thank you for having me in your home." She had good manners, I had to admit. And the way she looked at Emily, protective and tender at the same time, you could see the love was real. I prepared dinner in awkward silence. Emily and Sarah talked quietly in the living room. I didn't tell David. I didn't know how. When he got home from work at 6:30, the shock on his face when he saw Sarah sitting next to Emily on the couch would have been comical if it wasn't so tragic. "Who is this?" Sarah stood up, extending her hand. "Mr. Mitchell, I'm Sarah Chen. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Emily talks about you all the time." David didn't shake her hand. He looked at Emily. "What is she doing here?" "Dad, Sarah is my girlfriend. I wanted you to meet her." He let out a bitter laugh. "Your girlfriend?" He practically spat the word. "Rachel, did you know about this?" I was putting food on the table, my hands shaking. "David, let's just have dinner as a family." "This isn't a family," he said, pointing at Sarah. This is wrong. Sarah, you need to leave. Now." Sarah looked at Emily, who had tears streaming down her face. "It's okay," she whispered. "I'll go." "No." Emily grabbed her hand. "Dad, you can't just send her away." "Yes, I can. This is my house. My house has rules. And one of those rules is we're not going to normalize this. If you want to make these choices, you do it away from here." Emily stood up, still holding Sarah's hand. "Then I'm leaving." "What?" "I'm going with her. If you can't accept who I am, then I can't stay here." "Emily, don't," I started, but she was already pulling Sarah toward the door. "Emily, come back here," David yelled. "You're not leaving this house." Emily turned, her face a mask of pain and defiance. "Watch me," and she left, slamming the door behind her. The silence that followed was deafening. David sank into a chair, his face in his hands. "See what you did?" I whispered. "What I did?" "I didn't do anything. Our daughter just left home, David. Our 17-year-old daughter just walked out that door because you can't even look at her without judging her. I was trying to protect her. From what? From being happy." He stared at me. "From ruining her life." "Rachel, you don't understand. At my work, at church, people talk. They have opinions, then let them talk," I yelled. "I don't care what they think. I care about our daughter. And she's not here." He was silent. Then, slowly, he got up and went to the guest room. I heard the door lock. Emily stayed with Sarah that night. And the next night, and the next, she sent me short texts. "I'm fine, Mom, don't worry." But how could I not worry? My daughter was away from home. My marriage was falling apart. I was stuck in the middle, loving them both, but unable to make either of them understand each other. I tried talking to David. "She's our daughter. She needs to come home. She can come back when she's ready to follow our rules." "What rules?" "David, stop being gay. That's not something she can just turn off." He didn't respond. Just went to work every day, came back, ate in silence, and locked himself in the guest room. 2 weeks turned into 3, 3 into 4. I saw Emily at school where I taught, but she avoided my classroom hallway. When I finally cornered her in the parking lot, she looked exhausted. "Honey, please come home. We'll work this out." She shook her head. "Mom, there's nothing to work out. Dad made it very clear. He doesn't accept me. And I can't live in a house where I'm treated like something broken." "But you're not broken." "Then why does he act like I am?" I had no answer. Emily got in Sarah's car and drove away, leaving me standing there, feeling completely helpless. That's when I made a decision. I went to our church pastor's office. Pastor Michael had known our family for years. He greeted me with a warm smile that faded when he saw my face. "Rachel, what happened?" I told him everything. Emily's coming out. The night Emily told her she had a girlfriend, our world shattered. My husband, David, a high school football coach and a pillar of our conservative community, reacted just as I feared. It was swift and brutal. An argument erupted, filled with words we could never take back. The next morning, Emily was gone. The days that followed were a silent, agonizing hell. Our home, once filled with laughter, felt like a tomb. I felt torn, caught between the man I loved and the daughter I adored. Desperate, I turned to our pastor, hoping for guidance, maybe even a tool to fix David. His words surprised me. "Rachel," he said, "God doesn't make mistakes. Emily is his child, just as she's yours. Love is not a sin, rejecting your own child. That's what breaks God's heart." He saw what I saw. David, driven by fear, was pushing our daughter away. And if he didn't change, he'd lose her forever. That night, I did something I'd never done in our 22 years of marriage. I gave David an ultimatum. He was in the kitchen, and I sat at the table, my hands trembling. "David, we need to talk." He didn't even look up from the microwave. There's nothing to talk about, but there was. Our daughter, our marriage, our family. Everything is falling apart, and you're just pretending it's fine. The hum of the microwave filled the suffocating silence. He finally turned to me, his face a mask of frustration. "Understand what? That our daughter is living a life of sin. That she chose this. She didn't choose it. David," I pleaded. "Just like you didn't choose to have blue eyes. This is who she is, and you know it deep down. But you're so caught up in what other people will think, what the church will say, that you're willing to lose your daughter over it." The microwave beeped, a sharp sound in the tense air. For a long moment, David just stood there. Then, in a voice so low I could barely hear it, he said, "I don't know how to do this, Rachel. I don't know how to be okay with this." That was the crack I needed. "You don't have to be okay with it overnight," I said, my voice softening. "But you need to be willing to try. You need to see her, to hear her, to meet Sarah. To see she's still the girl you taught to ride a bike, who laughed at your terrible jokes. She hasn't changed. David, your fear has." To my sharp, tears began to roll down his face. I hadn't seen him cry since his father's funeral. "I'm so scared for her," he whispered. "The world is cruel. What if she gets hurt? Then she needs us even more," I said gently. "She needs to know she has a safe home to come back to, parents who love her unconditionally. Right now, she doesn't have that." Something shifted in his eyes. It wasn't acceptance, not yet, but it was a beginning. "What do I do?" he asked, wiping his eyes. "You start small," I told him. "You text her. You ask her to come home. You let her know you want to try." He swallowed hard. "And Sarah is part of her life. If you want Emily back, you have to accept that." After a long silence, he slowly picked up his phone. I don't know what he wrote that night, but the next day, Emily came home. She went straight to her room, but she was back under our roof. It was a start. In the days that followed, David tried. His attempts were small and awkward. One night, he knocked on her door. I heard muffled voices. When he came out 15 minutes later, his eyes were red. "She showed me pictures," he said, looking lost. "Of Sarah, of them together. They look happy. Rachel, I don't know if I can do this, but I don't want to lose her." "Then you figure out how," I told him. "Because she's your daughter and you love her." The real breakthrough came 6 weeks later. David's team had made it to the state finals, the biggest game of his career. The night before, Emily came downstairs. "Dad, good luck tomorrow." "I know you'll kill it." A flicker of hope crossed David's face. "Will you be there?" Emily hesitated. "Can Sarah come?" I saw David swallow, the old conflict warring in his eyes. "The bleachers are public," he mumbled. "No," Emily said quietly, her voice firm. "That's not what I'm asking. Is it okay with you if she comes as my girlfriend? If she sits with Mom and me? If she kisses me when you win?" I held my breath. David looked at his daughter for a long, heavy moment. Then, his voice rough with emotion, he said, "I'd like her to be there. If she's important to you, then she's welcome." The game was a nail-biter. David's team won in the last second. As the crowd went wild, David looked up at us in the stands. He saw Emily jumping for joy, Sarah right beside her, their hands intertwined. He saw how Emily glowed, and for the first time, he didn't look away. After the celebrations, he climbed into the bleachers and came straight to us. Emily tensed, but David just said, "Thank you for coming." It meant a lot. Then he turned to Sarah, looking her directly in the eye. "Sarah, thank you for making my daughter happy. I see how you look at each other. I appreciate that." Emily had tears in her eyes. "Dad," David pulled her into a tight hug. "I'm sorry," he whispered into her hair. "I'm so sorry, I was wrong. It's still going to take time, but I want to try. I really want to try." In the following months, things slowly healed. David started asking questions, simple, awkward ones. How did you two meet? What kind of music does Sarah like? He was still uncomfortable at times. You could see him struggling, but he was present, he was trying. One night, I found him watching YouTube videos on how to support an LGBTQ child, taking notes. He looked almost embarrassed. "I should have done this from the beginning," he said. I sat beside him. "You're doing it now." That's what matters. The true turning point was Emily's 18th birthday. David insisted on cooking her favorite meal. During dinner, he stood up, his hands shaking slightly. "Emily," he began, 18 years ago, I promised to always protect you and love you. A few months ago, I broke that promise, not because I stopped loving you, but because I let my fear be bigger than my love. For that, I am deeply sorry." Tears streamed down Emily's face. He looked at Sarah. "You make my daughter happy. You are welcome in this family, always." Then he turned back to Emily. "I'm not going to pretend I understand everything, or that I won't make mistakes, but I'll keep trying. Because you deserve a father who loves you for who you are, not in spite of it." Emily stood and hugged him, both of them crying. "I love you, Dad. I love you too, sweetheart. Today, our family is in a different place." David and Emily play video games together again. Sarah is over for dinner every Friday. He still gets a little awkward sometimes, but he doesn't look away anymore. Love isn't about perfect, instant acceptance. Love is about choosing your child over your comfort. It's about being willing to grow. If you're going through something similar, as a parent or a child, know that change is possible. It requires courage from both sides for parents to let go of their expectations, and for children to have patience with those who are unlearning a lifetime of prejudice. It's hard, but finding your way back to each other is worth every tear. Family isn't about being perfect, it's about not giving up on each other. We almost did, but we didn't, and today, we're stronger for it. Thank you so much for listening to our story. If it resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing for more content about love, family, and finding our way.